Now this one is a massive race for us, because if this goes well, it gets us back in the mix for the season. If it goes wrong, it's going to be a long year, and I think reality is going to settle in. So it could go either way. It's going to be a crucial race. If you haven't seen the previous one at Portimao, then go check it out. Link in the top right. And if you're going to enjoy this one, leave a like. Let's try and smash over 1,200 likes for this Monaco Grand Prix. Now then, first order of business this weekend, we have a special helmet. I'm going to bring a bit of gold to the helmet for this weekend for the Monaco Grand Prix to just glamour it up a little bit and make it look a little bit nicer. The weather forecast is mostly dry, but monsoon conditions in Q3 if we were to get there. So that could be quite interesting, and it'd be quite unique around Monaco. In terms of the performance chart this weekend, you can see Williams have taken a big step forward, and we can't match that rate of development. That is due to the sliders, and that is where the challenge is. We're doing our bit trying to recover along with Haas and Alfa Romeo, but we just can't seem to fight back at the rate of Williams right now. So we'll keep pushing, we'll see what happens, but for now we're going to jump into Q1 and we're going to see if we can have a decent weekend, because as you know, Monaco street circuit, it's usually a stronghold for us, one of our better tracks, and I intend to hopefully take full advantage and do well. So here we are on board then for my first lap, and actually right here on the left, I just brushed the wall there ever so slightly, and it actually gave me wing damage because I felt understeer in the car towards the end of the lap. So I had to ask Jeff to be sure.
Mind that front wing. It'll need replacing if it takes too much damage. No tyre concerns at the moment. Just focus on the driving.
And there you go, confirmation that we did have some slight damage. So I went back into the pits. We went back out with a fresh front wing and the same tyres. I didn't change compound. We stuck with the softs. They had about 3% tyre wear. My next fastest lap was invalidated, so I had to unfortunately roll out of it. And right now, with 3.5 minutes to go, we don't have a lap on the board, so pressure's on. This time you can see we're pushing and giving it some through to back and the swimming pool section, trying to make up for lost time here and trying to see if I can get a lap time at least on the board to try and give myself a chance and to see where we are. Through the final corner, taking it just about on the limit there as we lose the back end a bit on the exit. DRS open across the line. It's 1 minute 7.9 and it's only P17. So right now we're looking on the cusp, and with 15 seconds to go, I've got just enough fuel for one more lap. I think these tyres now are about 6 to 7%, maybe even 8% worn, but I just want to keep turning laps and keep trying. So we're going to give one more shot. Through turn 1, we match our previous best. Up the hill towards Massenet and Casino, keeping it nice and tight on the second part of the corner to open up the right-hander, as we have a bit of understeer kicking, so the exit isn't great. Into Mirabeau, second gear corner, just about avoid brushing the inside wall, and then into the Lowe's hairpin, the slowest corner in Formula 1. First gear, we do find a little bit of lap time there, but then we actually drop some through here and lose our advantage through Portier to the point where we're, at one point 3/4 of a tenth down, and I think considering we were up at the Lowe's hairpin, we lost about a tenth in that entire sequence. Into the Nouvelle chicane, trying to make up for lost time here, carrying some speed and finding a bit of time on the exit actually. Into to back, just about on the limit there as we brush the walls and the curbs and just absolutely flinging the car through. We commit going over the bumps and the curves at the swimming pool to make up time, and we do find 2/10. We lose a little bit though through La Rascasse and a bit more through the final corner as we struggle for traction. We're going to improve by about nearly 2/10. Is it going to be enough though to get to Q2? The answer is no, it isn't, and we are out in Q1. And it's a bit of a disappointment because the pace was there. We could have got in. I think we lost about 1.5 to 2/10 in that lap, in different areas, and I think it wasn't fully optimized, but I was really struggling though to get the car in the right window. I put a setup on, and I have to admit, it doesn't work. I went in the wrong direction, but part from A is on now, so I can't change the setup, so we have to try and drive through it. It's going to be a struggle, but we'll try and do our best. But yeah, the setup doesn't feel great. The car feels very understeery, tyres overheat, and I've got no rear stability either, so I've got the worst of both worlds. So it's going to be a tricky one. So we'll try and turn it around, and hopefully, fingers crossed, some points at the end of it as we jump into the race for the Monaco Grand Prix.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Lando Norris put in a fantastic lap yesterday and will start from pole position, edging out Max Verstappen, who'll start from P2. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Bottas, Sergio Perez and Russell, Sainz, Gasly, Ocon and Sebastian Vettel, Tsunoda, Ricciardo, Lance Stroll and Giovinazzi, Latifi, Martinez, Nobuharu Matsushita and Michael Schumacher, Mick Schumacher, Mazepin, Lundgaard and Callum Islet. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today?
It's time for the Monaco Grand Prix and we have a huge race ahead of us. We're P16 and I have a confession to make. I left the difficulty on 102, which is what I was using in qualifying. I forgot to change it. I was rushing at the time. I was recording the first half of this in the morning and now I'm recording at night. And I had to rush out, so I forgot to change it. Now, I will admit, 102 is on the higher side of what I've been using lately, and I think actually I got it a bit wrong for qualifying. I think I should have gone for 100 in qualifying and maybe about 104 for the race. So we're kind of meeting in the middle in both sessions. So I'm still trying to find the right difficulty in Season 5 after losing, what was the best car and we're now the second worst. I'm still kind of finding that balance of what's right. Anyway, that aside, it should still be a fun race and we should still be challenged. Traditionally, we're stronger in the race around Monaco anyway, so for this one, I've changed the strategy myself. I'm going to go for a softer hard tyre. And the plan here is to be super aggressive on the soft tyre. Make up as many places as possible. The moment the race kind of sets into a natural flow, we're going to do like a big undercut. We're going to box on lap 8 or 9 and just try to undercut as many cars as possible and get in those points. I'm going to underfuel in this race by 1.5 laps. I'm going to go very aggressive. We're going to send it and commit big time. So let's jump into the race and let's turn this one around. Well, the pressure of this race, it's massive. We need a result. We need points. 5 lights. And we're underway. Oh, it's a good start. It's a very good start. Into turn 1, we're going to try and go around the outside of Latifi, who's challenging Giovinazzi here. We're going to get the Williams. Seemingly nobody on softs around us. Everyone's on hards or mediums. So an opportunity to make some moves maybe as we have a little look around the outside of Giovinazzi there into Massenet, but wasn't going to happen. Into Mirabeau we go. We're going to go up the inside of Giovinazzi here and just squirt the throttle on and make the move. Maybe one more here. We've got yellow flag, so I can't fully commit. Up the inside of Lance Stroll here at the Lowe's hairpin. There we go. Another one down. Up to P13 already. Great start. Exactly what the doctor ordered.
There's been an incident on track, but officials aren't looking to push for a safety car right now. Just be careful.
Cheers, Jeff. I mean, there was that yellow flag. Into the Lowe's hairpin, so something happened behind us maybe. Into the Nouvelle chicane. Everyone on the slower compound, so we need to make progress. This could set up our race. If we can get past all of these alt-strat runners and then go for the undercut on those on softs, it could be a big result for us. We're going to go to the outside here on Ricciardo and commit to this big time. Into the final corner. Didn't quite get the move done there, but we're going to force Ricciardo to go defensive. Do we have enough juice on the straight? Having a look around the outside of Ricciardo. Oh, not quite.
Michael is in the pits. Michael in the pits.
So Schumacher pits. Probable damage. So we're all over the back of Daniel Ricciardo here, trying to look for a move past the Aussie. Not quite able to make that work though into turn 1 or turn number 4 at Massenet. But we'll keep the pressure on him anyways. Well, I can already say with pretty good certainty that we are stuck already on lap 4. I can't pass this little 3-car block.
If we continue to use fuel at this rate, then we won't have enough to reach the end of the race.
Don't worry, Jeff, I'm on it. We need to try and find a way to clear one of these guys as we brush the wall there. But I just don't know where I'm going to pass. Obviously, we are super down on straight line speed again, so it's going to be a challenge. Let's go. Let's go. I've been lining that one up for a couple of laps. Sometimes you just have to go for moves when you're a bit desperate that you wouldn't normally go for, and that was one of them. Yes, let's go. What a move. Absolute yeet into the inside of Braskas. If we can just clear Ocon now, we'll have a bit of clean air to push into. I am planning on pitting around lap 9, so I want to try and get this move done as my left rear starts to get a bit hot.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the hards.
Personal best on that one, but even with DRS, didn't really make a difference on the straight because it's too short. This will be the lap though we pass Ocon. Oh, the back end is not working, man. Rear tyres are not cooperating.
Okay, you're within 1 second of the car ahead. Get ready to use DRS to overtake.
I've already been on it, Jeff. I'm not even like ready. I'm on it. Get with the program. Get up to speed, bro. Oh, Ocon's wobbled there. That's a big one. Hang on. Maybe. Oh, I thought about into there. Oh, the rear tyres just give up, man. I can't get an exit out of the final corner.
Box, box. We're coming in this lap.
Might change to plan B if I can clear Ocon and get some clean air. I'll see. I've got this all wrong. I've gone long, hoping to trust in passing Ocon on track, and it hasn't worked out. I just can't get past him. I can't get near him anymore, and I'm really struggling my tyres now. So we are going to pit this lap, I think, as we get a warning for track limits.
Confirmed. We'll receive you at the end of this lap.
I'm over here, man. I've never had this issue before around here. I think my setup feels terrible, to be honest. I've gone in a direction this weekend which hasn't worked with the setup. So yeah, big mistake of mine. I'm going to pit though. We're going to just get this out of the way. No one's pit yet, so this is still an undercut of sorts. We're going to go for the hard tyre. I know we could go medium officially, but I want to just have a tyre where I can just push every single lap until the end. I don't have to worry about tyre wear. So crucial lap or 2 or 3 now, depends when the AI pit. So undercut is here.
Complete. Go now.
This is technically an undercut on Ocon, by the way, to keep track position because Ocon has to pit.
Up to speed now. Let's get some heat into those tyres.
Because Ocon is holding P10, and of course if we undercut him then that puts us in P10. Now Sebastian Vettel was 5 seconds ahead of him on mediums, so Seb still has a few laps to go yet until he pits. So this is also an undercut on Sebastian Vettel as well. So let's see what this tyre's like. Let's try and fire it up, and let's try and see if we can get some decent lap times.
We think the underbodies incurred some slight damage, but nothing too serious.
Interesting. Not sure when that happened, but we'll just keep pushing on. Hopefully it doesn't affect the balance of the car. Looks like we're going to have to pass Matsushita here. Nobody's pitting yet, so this undercut is on. This is a serious undercut, and it's working well. Had a look there into La Rascasse, didn't really work. Hopefully now that I've got some rear tyres, I can try and make this move into turn 1. Here we go, come on. Push, 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 push. Up the inside we go.
The underbody's taken a little damage. Watch out for it.
Mate, I held my breath there. That was a lunge and a half. Almost run Nobu into the wall. Luckily, managed to avoid it. Personal best, let's push, push, push. Alright, here we go. Some cars in the pits. Ricardo's in there. Got an AlphaTauri in there as well. That is Sebastian Vettel, so we are racing Sebastian Vettel here. And it looks like we haven't got much of an undercut.
Okay, at the current pace, we won't have enough fuel for the end of the race. Consider adopting a more conservative strategy to preserve what you have left.
Just missed out. Didn't quite get the undercut on Seb, which is a bit of a shame. Thought I would have had a chance there, but just keep chipping away. We may still have a chance. Right, we've got DRS on Sebastian Vettel. Ocon's in the pits. So we've managed to undercut Ocon and get track position. Meanwhile, Sebastian Vettel just behind Carlos Sainz. I think we've got more cars to pit yet. Let's see how this all pans out. One more car leaving the pits right now, and it's George Russell. But he's already ahead, so I'd like to think there's more cars yet to pit. If not, we've somehow dropped from P10 to P11, even though we undercut Ocon. Got some slow cars and slow traffic here, by the looks of it, as it's bunching everybody up. Looks like it's one of the Haas boys. Let's see, hopefully he gets out of our way. It's Mazepin. Right, quite a few cars actually, all checked up here. There we go, he gets out of the way nicely. I think someone's got damage here. Yes, Gasly's got damage. I could just see that these guys are going really slow. So we've gained a place from Pierre Gasly. So that definitely puts us in the points. which is great news, and it's brought us all together. So Seb, Sainz and Russell, not that it means anything, we're still going to struggle to pass them, but crucially we're in the points. It really doesn't help trying to pass Sebastian Vettel knowing that the AlphaTauri is probably one of the fastest cars on the straight. They have been this entire career mode, and they were last year's game as well. Just seems to be a car that's naturally fast in this game. Oh, okay, so, Lance Stroll pits, so we're up to P9. He's going for the softs, so he's going aggressive on his tyre strap. I don't think there's any more cars left to pit. If there is, it'll be more points, but right now we're P9 in this race. Just catching up to Michael Schumacher now, and his son, Mick, who are battling around the streets of Monte Carlo right now. Let's see if maybe the Schumachers can lay us a favour and cost Sebastian a bit of time here, because I'm getting desperate. I can't see myself overtaking Sebastian Vettel. It's going to be too difficult. So yeah, oh no, this is not good. We've been screwed over by our teammate. Yeah, that's gone terribly wrong. Never mind. I wanted to be a help with Sebastian Vettel, not a complete hindrance. Personal best, trying to catch up to Sebastian Vettel after that lap traffic issue, but I can't get back within DRS anymore. Pace is gone, mate. My tyre's obviously like 4 or 5 laps older as well. Well, I can't lie. Unfortunately, it's not been a race I'm happy with. I've backed off from chasing Sebastian Vettel because fuel saving became a priority and I had to just start saving fuel. And we've only just made it, so yeah, I had to save quite heavily. Got a few cars behind us. Little train forming of about 5 or 6 cars. But we're going to hold on. We'll score 2 points, which is, you know, decent enough. But I hope for so much more, and I think the pace, again, just wasn't there, man. We are in trouble this year. Forget it. I don't think we'll fight for the championships.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
They've done it then. They've won here in Monaco with an emphatic performance and a victory they can be proud of for years to come. Anthony Davidson, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
I'd say it was down once again to good, consistent driving, nailing the corners, working to the track conditions and perfecting the team's strategies. They got all of these things right today and the results speak for themselves.
And I can see the drivers starting to approach the podium for the victory celebrations. A real team victory today. Everybody played their part. Congratulations then to Mercedes, your race winners today.
Well, there we go then. Race done at Monaco. Not really what I had in mind. I just thought we could have got a top 5 this weekend, you know. But the reality is we're just that slow. We are just so far off. It's not even funny. I think the championships are over. I think if we had any shot, any chance, it would have been this race. We just can't seem to get upgrades turn around fast enough, and this is where the sliders kick in because it makes things quite hard for me to try to recover. Nonetheless, here is your final running order. So Lando wins in Monaco ahead of Verstappen, P2, Leclerc P3 for Ferrari ahead of Bottas, Perez, Russell P6, Sainz, Sebastian Vettel and ourselves in P9 ahead of Ricciardo. Missing out on the points, Ocon, Giovinazzi, Stroll, Gasly, Matsushita, Tsunoda, Lundgaard, Ilott, Latifi, Schumacher, Mazepin. So there's a lot. No retirements, which is quite interesting. I thought maybe we might have gotten a bit of luck on our side. Possible retirement. Nonetheless, after 4 rounds in the championship, Verstappen leads. He's got 61 points to his name, 11 points clear of the race winner Lando Norris, who moves up to P2. And we are still P16 with 7 points to our name and 54 points off Max. I mean, listen, it's not a lot. It's 54, it's 2 race wins. The problem is we're in no position to win a race in the next one, and we're still a long way away, so that gap's only going to get bigger. In the Constructors, we're P9. The points make no difference. We don't change position. Red Bull 4 points ahead of Mercedes, so that battle's going to continue. But anyway, that is it for the race here at Monaco. We're now going to move into more upgrades. So let's get through as much business as possible. We're going to renew our sponsorship with Lupo Industries. The sponsors aren't an issue. We can hit the goals mostly anyway without issue. Activities, we've got quite a big gap, so more time to get upgrades turned around. So we're going to go ahead and do second driver press tour. We'll do chassis equipment upgrade. We'll add on to that some second driver PR filming, and then some G-force training. The rest I don't really care about, as it's aero work and we don't need that right now. We have 1,800 points and we need more upgrades, so we're going to keep, you know, pumping those on. So you can see we've got the heave dampers and the lightweight wheel rims. We're going to go ahead and add some more. For this we're going to go, let's have a look. So we've got the tyre wear upgrades or the weight reduction. What about on the engine? I feel like we need more engine power, man. We need more juice on the straights. We're going to go for the intercooler. We're going to get more engine power on the car. Can we afford anything else? The answer is not on the engine, maybe on the chassis. No, we can't. Okay, fair enough. Let's go ahead in the simulation. Let's go ahead a few days and hopefully get some more R&D points. So we've gone ahead a few days in the sim and we are now 1,097 points rich. So we can go ahead and afford a cockpit weight reduction. So we're going to go ahead and get that on the car as well. So we're getting pretty good on that now. We're looking quite decent on the old upgrades. I think we should start to see some improvements. We've got the cylinder head arrive and the piston rings. This is from Ferrari, so finally a supplier upgrade, which is great. So hopefully that will give us a bit of a push. We still need Ferrari to turn these out because that's 4 big upgrades, man. But listen, at least we got one more. It's a bonus one, which I wasn't planning on, so that's going to help us out a little bit. You can see here we've got 2 on the way. So yeah, let's skip ahead to the next race in Canada. And there we go. Just like that, we're at another race. Now, Canada is interesting because this is another strong track for me. The AI aren't particularly strong here. It's one of their weaker tracks in the game, so a possible opportunity to try and get some more points. And dare I say, you know, because it is a 2-stop, 1-stop kind of track, you might have an option here in terms of strategy. But confirmation, right now we only have the minor chassis upgrade pending, so more upgrades on the car this weekend as we take another step forward and cut that gap. We just can't develop at the rate of other teams. If you look at Williams, what they brought to Monaco, we can't seem to do that. That's a bit too much. So yeah, we'll leave that for the next one anyway. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed today's episode, guys. It was a bit of a tough slog, but we'll keep pushing forward anyways and hopefully get some wins on the board by the end of the season. That's the aim. You know, I want to at least win a race this year. So yeah, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Big thank you to the members as always for the support on the channel. And then finally check out the 2 videos on screen if you have missed them. But that is it from me, and I'll see you all in Canada.